Right before crossing back into the United States, I asked the border officer a simple question.
Do you mind if I record our interaction?
And the way he responded completely changed the mood. But to understand why that moment felt so intense, you first need to see what happened when I crossed into Canada just a few days earlier. As I approached the Canadian border, one thing kept running through my mind. What will the officer ask me for? Passport, passport card, something unexpected? It was my first border crossing of the trip, but what happened next surprised me in a way I didn't expect. I rode forward in the line and even wondered if I'd get to stop for the classic Bienvenue en Canada photo. But before I could think too much, it was suddenly my turn. And then the very first interaction already felt different. I greeted the officer and he replied with a calm, friendly voice before asking for any of my documents. Then he said something I never expected at a border.
Either?
Either one.
All right, 1 second.
Whichever one's easier for you.
Flexibility at a border crossing? That already caught my attention. But what he said next surprised me even more.
Do you need me to remove the helmet?
I'm not a robot. I think I can get a good enough grasp.
I laughed because
Alright, will you
who
let me know?
jokes during a border inspection? Of course, he still asked me the usual security questions, alcohol, tobacco, cannabis, weapons, etc. But everything felt light, human, almost effortless. And that made me wonder, if entering Canada felt this warm, what would the US border be like on my way back? When I crossed into Canada, I celebrated in my helmet. Welcome to Canada, pure excitement. But as I kept riding, one question stayed in my mind. Will the US entry feel the same? And the answer was completely different. Days later, as I approached the US border, I tried to do what I always do on my trips, document the experience. So I politely asked,
Do you mind if I record our interaction?
It's not allowed to record it.
Not allowed? Okay. So,
Especially during inspection.
all right, so.
and the response was instant, sharp, and final. No, you cannot record here. No smile, no space for conversation, just strict protocol. And in that moment, I realized something important. One border welcomes you with warmth and friendliness. The other focuses on clear procedures and strict security. Neither one is wrong. They're simply two very different approaches of protecting their territory. And that contrast between tension, curiosity, and excitement is exactly what makes motorcycle travel so unforgettable. You never know what kind of experience awaits on the other side.